Hello again, everyone. I'm here with another make, so to speak. I think that's the terminology with not just Tim Holtz products, but some other things as well. But the bulk of this is Tim Holtz stuff. And this is essentially a paper snippet roll. And I have put it, I should put a ribbon around this just so that and actually I did try to put some washi tape to roll this up and that didn't work. So I'm going to take that off. But I should put a ribbon around this so that it will stay closed, but I'll show you what it is. I put it on an old wooden spool. So this is a vintage wooden spool. And again, I tried to keep the end of it. Oh, I think that washi tape is still there. I tried to put the other end of the washi tape there on the spool so that it wouldn't completely roll off. So what the deal is with a snippet roll is, I think, I'm kind of new to that concept, but I think the idea, you can either make it with paper or with fabric. And basically it's a way to use up scraps of paper or fabric or both. I suppose you could combine them. And then you can either keep it as is, as sort of a, you can pull it out like a big long scroll, or you could use pieces of it as focal points or additional collage in other things you're doing. The latter was what I was planning on doing with this, is just whenever I wanted something that could be a little focal point or something where something in here might go well with something, I would just snip off the end and use that. And my idea was that I would actually use it from one end to another and not cut in the middle. But, so I will go ahead and show you. It's fairly long, but I think I'm pretty much done. There might be a few other things that could go in here, but for the most part, it's done, I think. So here we have, so this was just a piece of, I think this, so most of these papers are not double-sided, but some of them are. But the more neutral side is on the back. I did not intend for these pieces to be two-sided, so I really only focused on this side of the paper, even though some of the papers that I used were two-sided. So the pattern craft papers that I used, they were already printed with designs. Like this already had the musical notes here. So I added all kinds of little Tim Holtz ideology things, like little labels. And then I also used some of his stamps with mushrooms. I love these mushroom stamps. This is one of the last stamp sets that I got, and I just really love it because it's so, I really love that vintage look. So that's probably why I'm really into all his stuff. But I also put some washi tape, and here, this little splash of, actually, let me zoom in here a little bit so you can see that a little better. Yeah, there you go. Get you a real close up. This, which looks like coffee stain splashes, is actually, these are from a set of rub-ons that I got. I think I got them from Taperlogy. I can never remember how you say that place online. I think that's where I got these, but they're really, really cool. I really like the sort of the coffee stain rub-ons, because if you put it on there, it's translucent, which is really nice. And then you can see what's under it, and it really looks like you spilled coffee on it or something. So I used the little remnant rubs all over the place, which are basically just rub-ons. Like here's a little rub-on. I did some stitching here and there, kind of randomly. This is one of my handmade stamps. I'm still on the handmade stamp kick, so I'm making a lot of those still whenever I run out. And some little sayings. And actually, I did think about the sayings that were in here, and it could read this way and that way and still make sense. But it doesn't really matter because the idea is to cut off pieces of this. But, I just thought that was kind of a fun addition. All right. So it's a little unwieldy here, but I'll show you. Here's some more stamps. I put 3 of them here. We have some matte paper with some more of that coffee stain rub-on, which was over here and over here. Really nice and kind of subtle, which I like. And yeah, I'll just put it off the table as I go. And here we go. We have some die cuts. These were not die cuts that I cut, but they were pre-cut. I think they came in a Tim Holtz set. This is actually a rub-on stamp. And just a lot of little bits and pieces here with lots of interesting papers, some stamps, you know, a little tab here. Again, another handmade stamp, and then just little bits and pieces. And then I really did put a lot of the handmade stamps in here, which is kind of fun. And just all kinds of little bits of ephemera, like little die cuts, pre-cut die cuts, like this little owl here, some paper lace, more homemade stamps, and I think this was a rub-on, not a stamp. And then again, more stamps, more stamps. I really liked those stamps. And okay, so I think we're to the end there. So like you could either, you know, cut each little section, because I did kind of have, you know, this is a little section that could be used on its own, but you also could just cut it diagonally, like here, and use this portion for something, and then use this portion for something. Or you could cut it diagonally, cut that off, and then you can use this whole portion for something, or this whole portion for something. So I really liked this idea to, you know, if I needed something to punch up an art journal page or something like that, oh, let's go ahead and read the phrase. I'm going to read it this way, and then I'm going to read it the other way, and we'll see whether it really does read front and back. So, wonderful secret. A beautiful garden. In our hearts, little things with a gentle nature. My beautiful butterfly makes me happy. Put all my past away. The first step in a journey. Delightful. So let's read it the other way. Delightful. The first step in a journey. Put all my past away. Makes me happy. My beautiful butterfly with a gentle nature. Little things in our hearts. A beautiful garden. Wonderful secret. So I kind of liked that. And I do like to be thoughtful about things like that and not just sort of go random, especially with written words. With images, I'm fine with going random. But with words, I don't know, I get kind of weird about words because I do want the words to be meaningful. But like I said, these will be used in little bits. I'm trying to roll it up with it so that you can still see it while I'm rolling it up. It's kind of a unwieldy thing because some of the papers are thicker than others. But I just thought this was kind of a fun way to, first off, just have a little project to do, again, like in front of the TV or something. I think with my last COVID booster vaccine, I did some of this on a day that I was feeling really crappy after that. And, you know, I didn't really feel like doing much other than something simple where I could just sit down and do it. And this, I just had a little box of ephemera. I just had some stamps. In fact, I think I had already stamped the paper. I don't think I had any stamps on me when I did that. I had prepared all the papers and put them all together, and then I just went through with labels and all kinds of stuff. But fun little project. Like I said, I should put a ribbon around this so that it will not just fly away. But the little spool is a really fun idea. And like I said, this is just a vintage spool, larger spool that I got on Etsy. They were actually pretty inexpensive. I got a pack of 3. They're all the same, but I don't know if I'll actually use 3, but we'll see. All right. Well, that's all I had for you today. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.